Hey guys, back on this, and I had to put it aside for a little bit and do brakes on the 4Runner, and they are done, but I had to throw the front wheel back on it just to get it out of the way, then back in out of the way. Is that right? Anyway, so the front wheel, nothing was done with the front wheel, but the front end, as I was putting it together, as you can see, everything's getting detailed and cleaned up and painted and whatnot. So the springs are done. I took all the aluminum pieces and kind of wet sanded them and scotch brighted them and tried to make them look the best they can. They all fingerprints and stuff on them now, but you get the idea. These are all polished on the inside, and then there's grease rubbed over the whole thing, so they shouldn't rust on the inside of them, and they need the lube anyway for the sliding that they're going to do. The black paint looks good. This one got a little scratched up. Trying to, because you got to feed them through these aluminum pieces. So for the other ones, I tapped a little screwdriver in each one to kind of open them up just a little bit more. But it's all right. Patina, I tell you. So all the bearings are packed up nice and good with overkill with grease on them. They're not quite as covered as they should be, but they're just packed full of grease, so that'll be fine. So are the rockers down here. Their pivot points, they're packed. So I'm going to pop the front wheel off, and before we get to decorating that and putting a nice tire on it and cleaning up the aluminum and doing everything that needs to be done on that and cleaning the brakes up and whatnot, so we get that back out of there, and I'll turn you back on when we get that apart and see what it looks like on the inside. And pop that drum out of there, brake shoe assembly. And the material doesn't look bad, just gotta hit it with some sandpaper. It's level going across, just sitting, you know. Not smooth. And then the shoes themselves, as I said, the meat's good. Again, just gotta hit them with some sandpaper. I think I'm just gonna take this whole thing apart and take these pivots apart, and we'll put a little bit of lube on them, because that's the spring return from the levers out here. And when I was hitting it earlier, it just kind of sat there in one spot. They didn't want to return, so we'll give it its best chance by cleaning it up. And then I want to clean up all this aluminum. And that side, same thing. Kind of before I know we're gonna be able to doing about getting in there. That's gonna suck. Probably just give it a quickie. That's you know, you had a long day after you've been trying to deal with working in between these spokes, cleaning stuff. Your hands are killing you. So maybe we could set something up on some kind of power tool and we get something done. Alright, I already did the other side and I didn't have the camera on, but I'm trying this it's a fine brass wire wheel, and kind of does good on the aluminum, so I figure I'll turn the camera on and we'll kind of spin the wheel and we'll clean this area up over the spokes and see how that does. You're never going to go that way. Makes easy work of it. I might even just do go by hand with a Scotch-Brite and then do that as the last step, because it kind of makes it nice and even all the way around, so you don't have any areas that are more or less, you know. So. All right. Lola. All right, so I don't know where I left off, so I'm just gonna have at her from here. I am now playing with the headlight setup, headlight speedometer, and I was chasing all different kinds of things as far as how did I want to cover it with something? Did I want to wrap it with a can? Did I want to wrap it in brass? Did I want to whatever? To patch the hole that's in the side of it, it now has a patch over it. That is where the other gauge was attached to it, and I cut it off with a bandsaw. So for now, I ended up taking a patch and out of the other cluster. This is the other half of the other cluster, and I hacked out that guy, and now that is whittled to fit in there. And I was going to take some 2-part epoxy and patch it up from the back, so even if I did wrap it with something, the surface on the outside would be even all the way around. So that's what that is. Then when I took it apart, I started playing with it again. Here's the part that needs to be covered. So then I just started looking at this as an assembly again, and one of the things I had grabbed from wandering around what it's not frozen in the ground was this lamp that was down in the basement, which has a brass, this is a cast piece of brass, and it's accoutrements. And I was thinking if I could try to get that guy, if I could section the front of this, would I be able to like sister that down over the top of it and have that be like the pod part of it. So it's going to be close. I just started to, I want to go grab a caliper and measure it up and see if that will fit over that. I have a feeling it's actually not going to make it. I don't know. It's going to be very tight. I could split it down the other side. Problem is it's cast, and I don't know if it's going to take any kind of, you know, trying to stretch it out a little bit. But I figure no harm, no foul. Try it. And if it doesn't work, it'll turn into a project on something else. I also was thinking just like cutting up like a brass can of some sort and trying to wrap it, but we'll see. I figured I just grab the camera. Oh, I don't even know if you guys have an update on it or not. When putting pieces back together, there it is, all the shiny bits on the front. I went to go put a new tire on it, and the tire that I was going to use from the other one was showing signs of cracks in it, so I ordered a new correct tire that's supposed to have a tube in it, and a new rim protector too. These are just sitting on there. I think I may do something with them. And then as I took that lamp apart, I'm thinking I might do something with these. I haven't put these on yet, but maybe something like that. Give her some spurs. Might fit on this one. We'll see. But for now, George gave me 4 of those caps. 2 of them are on the handlebars up there. I could figure I could put the other 2 down there. I kind of like that. Plus, I don't want to over brass it, you know. Just because you have it doesn't mean you got to use it. I think that one piece up there might look cool. So I'm going to continue on with that, and I'll turn you back on when I get somewhere. And while I'm waiting for, if I'm waiting for something to dry, I'll start putting some of the controls on the sides and seeing how they look. All right. half. And a half. It's like he could taste it. It's like it wants to, you know. So I got to cut a notch in the bottom anyway to have the mount come out. Where am I? Right, I got to cut a room for the mount that comes into it anyway. So I'm going to go do that and see if I can kind of give her a little bit of spread and see if it'll make some more room in there, and go from there. See what happens. I don't know. Got some carbon going. Maybe. It does spring out some. I actually like working with this stuff. It's nice to cut with the whiz wheel or the bandsaw. So I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to split it right down here, right down to the ass, and that should allow it to spring more open. And I think I could probably get it the rest of the way down in there. And then I have to carve a relief for that guy, for the odometer reset. See if it'll fit the rest of the way in there. Alright, back in a sec. It's in the hole. So I didn't drill the speedo is mounted on the bracket. I didn't drill the clearance hole for this yet, so it'll suck up just a little bit more, but it's as you can tell, it's already hitting that screw anyway. But shove the flour on it for shits and giggles. Coming out without scratching the headlight. There you go. I'm thinking I don't want to go too much brass and start overkilling. I'm thinking probably chrome or stainless, something plugging up the end here, and make a band, something chrome or stainless, kind of covering this gap up and creating kind of like one of these, you know. And then this guy will just kind of pick up off of these. That'll be her. I like it. Hope so, it's mine. And I stuck a pry bar, 2 pry bars, you know, with the angles, and kind of worked them underneath and just kind of gave her some, and it just kind of relaxed a little bit wider apart. But it still is kind of snug on it. I don't think I need the clamp to actually hold it forward. I think I may sneak something under the clamp, according to how fat the clamp is, to drill it, or I may try through the butt end here, try to attach it. I'm gonna make the clamp first, and then you're gonna see that crap underneath. But unless you're down here on the ground looking up, tough titties. That's how you're gonna see it. So I'm gonna get to trying to find something I can try to make for a band for it, I think, next. I could probably do copper too, but I don't think I want to try to introduce that. I don't think I have it anywhere else on it. Not that I recall anyway. I ended up slicing this much more out of it because it was still growing fatter. You see it? So I got spare pieces. Alright, I'm gonna go make a clamp. Alright, playtime's over. This is kind of what I ended up deciding to go with. Actually ended up, I tried making a band, and it wasn't happening because there's 2 dissimilar sizes, and when you try crushing it down, it gets all crinkly and blah 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 blah. So this stuff right here is this stuff right here, the trim. So I just kind of wrapped it around it, and wherever it had to go around a screw, I just I just trimmed it on the backside so we can kind of make it around it, and pushed up as far as it could and assembled it and just kind of fudged the gap, and then that's it. Ran 2 screws in from the side. To clean up the hole in the bottom, I had a dime fit in there, and I tapped it in from the backside, and it was really good until I was pushing real hard from here and it popped out. So I gotta take it apart and probably epoxy it in. Oh yeah, the boo-boo is right here. where it was cut off, where there was a directional blinker or some other kind of crap between the two gauges. But whatever. I'm done for tonight. Looks good. Speedo cables on it. And we're doing 15 mile an hour. So that should work out just fine once I get my tire. I think I'm going to leave these black. I may go back and polish up these sockets, but for now I'm just going to leave them black. And I think that little bit of shininess of the coin will kind of help kind of break up the metal a little bit. And that's it. Sunday night, steak and cheese night. I'm out of here. Guys, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Take care.